Hello and welcome to Coin Lady channel. The Great Reset is the topic of this video. Here, we shall discuss cryptography. On the weekends, I switch things up if you're just tuning in. In this video, I will discuss my ongoing efforts to warn the public about the impending disaster. This is the future they have in mind for us. Will you just sit back and let it happen, or will you put up a fight? This is the 2030 agenda. The world has been reset. The unification of the world's governmental, religious, and monetary systems. And this is directly related to the cryptocurrency investments we make. Many people have also warned us that XRP is bad for us and urged us to get rid of it. This is connected to the annual World Economic Forum. There are countless international corporations involved, including the one whose iPhone they're using to send that tweet and which is also a partner of the World Economic Forum. It defies belief. However, our XRP holdings are our only hope of becoming wealthy before this catastrophe occurs. We have completed the industrial age. In less than a decade, automation and AI could eliminate 40% of jobs. That's why a major reset is so desperately needed. If they had wanted us to take part in the future, they would have made sure we were ready for it. Please don't make us a thinking nation. I seek a populace eager to toil. Rockefeller, John D. Now, even if you are unaware of the Great Reset, you are likely familiar with the Fourth Industrial Revolution. We're actively participating and investing in it now. We purchase XLM and other ISO coins along with XRP. The only way we can make money off of it is if we do that. If you have money, you can make a huge difference in the course of our lives. After paying taxes and living expenses, a New York City resident's salary of $100,000 is only worth $36,000. How did we end up here? I'm fully aware of how we arrived at this point. The Fed's reckless printing of new currency has caused inflation. Our government is spending that money recklessly, shipping $1 trillion overseas to places like the Ukraine. When we look around our cities today, we see that crime is definitely on the rise. The number of people living on the streets continues to rise, but our government doesn't seem to care. The World Economic Forum and the Great Reset are more important to them because they include open borders in their plans. The banking crisis will be exacerbated by the Biden administration's decision to go to war against cryptocurrency. Now, recall that in the previous video, I introduced the concept of choke point 2.0. The Biden administration and federal regulators seem determined to isolate the cryptocurrency market from traditional financial services by any means necessary. Following a similar push by the Obama administration to isolate undesirable but legal industries from the financial system, critics have labeled this purported effort choke point 2.0. They know crypto is the only thing that can save the current banking system, so I think they want to isolate it. The current monetary system can be saved by XRP. With such instantaneous liquidity, it may be able to save the banking system. But I believe the breakdown of the existing order is intentional and part of the plan. The World Economic Forum has been advocating for the elimination of cash as a means of payment since the banking crisis began. That's it, the whole story. In yesterday's video, I explained that I thought this was happening now because it fits in with the goals set by the World Economic Forum. It's triggering a global reset. Even in the crypto community, few have caught on to the concept of the Great Reset. You warn them, but they have no idea what you're talking about. This is part of the larger plan to move deposits from smaller financial institutions to Wall Street. The cost of capital for small businesses has increased due to the actions of banks. Federal Reserve introduces their own digital currency. Again, the Fed is strongly advocating for a CBDC, and the time for digital ID has arrived. On Wednesday, the Federal Reserve announced the July launch of its FedNow service, which, according to financial experts, will allow all U.S. banks to offer instant payments 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and will constitute the infrastructure for a central bank digital currency by connecting each banking node directly to the Fed. With FedNow, any bank in the U.S., not just the big ones, will be able to provide real-time payments to their customers with immediate availability of funds. On March 8, Fed Chair Jerome Powell testified in front of the House Financial Services Committee. However, after that, there were political voices that said, "No, we can't have that." You can clearly make out Florida. They flat out denied any interest in a CBDC. Several other politicians have just joined the fray. Before launching a CBDC, we must first secure legal protections for it. Saying no to this is mandatory. What's next is as follows. The country's main bank, online money, climate passports and digital IDs, individual carbon allotments, temperature and/or weather restrictions, getting rid of people's cars and priced only for the wealthy. It's a scheme to exert total dominion over your daily routines. Say no. Regarding individual carbon allotments, I've already addressed this in several videos. That's how, I warned, they'll eventually price us out of everything, including your home. Consider this. If you live in a CO2 zone, the government may require you to install commercial-grade equipment to cut down on your emissions. How are you going to be able to afford that in the future, especially if inflation keeps on rising? You won't be able to drive a car because purchasing carbon offsets is prohibitively expensive. Their plan is working perfectly. All of this is inevitable. Right now is the time to decline offers. Firefighters battling wildfires can benefit from using AI, and financial institutions, insurance companies, and utility companies can all benefit from more accurate risk assessments. The World Economic Forum is also behind this claim now. They propose using AI to combat wildfires, but frame the initiative as part of a larger climate change agenda. Now, I believe that I can solve many of the world's problems. However, when it begins to displace human workers from their jobs, that's when I draw the line. It's better if humans are in charge of AI than the other way around. Artificial intelligence is also a part of the Great Reset, the fourth industrial revolution component. However, they have been maintaining this for some time now, and many people failed to notice it at first. U.S. genocide, making money off of the Great Reset. They have been targeting us through the food we need and the state of our bodies. Fast food is the worst thing you can eat in this country, and you know it. So, America has built its own doomsday machine in an act of Olympian Darwinism. The engine runs on our healthcare system, our medical research system, our pharmaceutical industry, our processed food industry, big agriculture, the National Institutes of Health, and our US Department of Agriculture, our financial services industry, and our entire political system. To protect and defend one another through all legal marketing and political channels, and to benefit from enormous growth and unearned profits, these groups financially support and defend one another in their efforts to promote addictive disease, promote food products, create a sicker America, and treat Americans with drugs and health care that leads to a sicker America. And it has persisted for a considerable amount of time. Consider this. Do you recall the days of the McDonald's dollar menu? I saw a documentary about the aftermath of the 2008 financial crisis. I can still picture the people sitting in their cars, living in their cars, and ordering from the McDonald's dollar menu. This unhealthy diet only serves to worsen people's health, force them to rely on pharmaceuticals, and enrich a handful of multinational conglomerates. The Great Reset has been going on for quite some time. Great. What a bunch of dolts leading around. Children. The right to an elementary education should have extended to one's parents. Not our collective brainpower, but the public education system is to blame. It drives me crazy to see elementary school kids coloring during class. They robbed us. Only 34% can read and write at a basic level. About half of all adults cannot read at a level appropriate for students in 8th grade. Students in American high schools typically read at the 5th grade level. Through the educational system, they have also been able to keep the populace progressively less intelligent. Consider this. They are looking for a group of people who are willing to put in a standard 40-hour workweek at a job that virtually anyone can learn to do. They are against your furthering your education. They intend to exert control over you. And it's not just elementary school, junior high, or high school, either. It's taught everywhere from kindergarten to Harvard. Because they know that the next generation of leaders will emerge from these prestigious universities, the World Economic Forum has also been making inroads there. We need younger politicians in Washington, you said in yesterday's video, but look at Canada. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is only 44 years old, and he's a sock puppet for the World Economic Forum. He's ruining that country with his leadership. The membership includes prestigious institutions like Stanford, Harvard, Yale, Harvard, Berkeley, Penn, Chicago, and the University of Chicago. Oxford's president is a member, as is the president of the University of Cape Town in South Africa, as well as those of prestigious universities in China and Europe. There is a set of 18 tenets that these presidents are expected to promote and spread all over their campuses and the wider world. These prominent academics have been given additional responsibilities and privileges within the World Economic Forum, including membership on the Global Future Councils. They are already grooming them to take over the company from Klaus Schwab in the future. More than 1 million French citizens have gathered in Paris to demand that Macron, the dictator, be removed from office. People have had enough of the World Economic Forum's authoritarianism. That's a trillion light, you say. There. Eventually, the United States will adopt that. The locals here refuse to accept the fact that they're still without light. Hold out until they run out of cash. Don't bother them until they can't go about their normal activities. They will begin their campaign then. That's when they'll start to come to their senses. A plague fungus infection has begun. Possible alarming spread of Candida auris. The rapid growth of this fungus is now plain to see. Some have speculated that Forsyth has contacted the Wuhan laboratory in the hopes of acquiring a sample of the nasty zombie fungus developed by The Last of Us. Now, I've just finished The Last of Us Season 1. Plus, I was like, oh my god, I cannot believe this is happening when I first heard about this fungus. Like UFO, I think this is happening to you to divert your attention. Suddenly, Trump is being taken into custody. Have you ever paid attention? When things start to go wrong, they swiftly shift the story. The banking system erupted in failure. Suddenly, crypto is being portrayed in the mainstream media as the worst investment opportunity in history. But I think crypto is the best investment we can make right now. We're putting money into the next big technological breakthrough. Because crypto is here to stay, we're preparing for a windfall that will change our lives forever. It will be permanent. There's no way to remain oblivious while they are trying to convince you of a story, in my opinion. You need to maintain focus. If you can't afford carbon credits in the future, I'm afraid you're out of luck, so keep an eye on your investments. While the rest of the world, the people who made money during this time, buy carbon credits, you'll be sitting at home doing nothing. They were free to take a trip if they wanted. They may be able to leave the country if they feel unsafe there. People keep saying things like, if things get any worse in the United States, I'm leaving. As for me, I have other plans. Moreover, you know what? Truthfully, I anticipate the same thing will happen in the near future. If you want to see something other than the rapid decline of this system, you might want to relocate to a country that supports cryptocurrencies and serves as a hub for the industry. However, on that note, I will conclude this video for today. I appreciate everyone who has tuned in. Thanks to everyone who has watched my videos. Please like if you enjoyed it and subscribe my channel. See you later, bye.